Sorry everyone for the delayed start. I was still in the middle of doing something. So we've got 2 Alpha Tauris currently at the top of the timing pages. And Gomez on 26.0. Is there anyone on a lap? I think so. The next person is going to be Isolate. Johnny is going to the pits. Isolate preps himself, moving on to the pit straight. Towards turn 1, braking about 125 metres is a bit deep, very squirmish in the first few corners. We'll probably be getting a bit of tow from that Alfa Romeo in front of him. He needs to get out the way, which he does. In the first sector space of 28 flats for Isolate. I have no clue what anyone else's sector times are, so I'm not sure if that's competitive or not. Goes deep into T8, very difficult corner. Through 9 and 10, going deep, and it's not been a tidy lap at all from Isolate. And validates. There's WLD and WLBDK has gone P3. We've got Raz starting his first lap, using the curve on the entry to turn 1. Very skatey, again through the first few corners. Up towards turn 4, it's uphill, you can brake a bit later than you think. And Raz invalidates into the start of sector 2. So we've got Gomez currently P1 up on his first sector. Getting it all nicely slowed down. Deciding not to use the curb on the outside. On turn 11. There's 3 tenths up at the moment as Gomez. And the pole time from F4 was also 26 flat. So it seems about right that in tier 3 guys are a bit quicker. And round final 2 corners. Gomez up to the line to 25.632. So on pole by half a second over his teammate Vapor Shadow, who is on an out lap. He's got Frank Efron though, and the Red Bull 6 tenths up at the moment. Needs about another 2 tenths in the final sector. Up to the line comes Frank, and it will be P2 with a 25.829. Vapor Shadow starts second lap. Nice and tidy through the first few corners. Not making full use of the curbs, can cut them a lot more than you think. Gets us slowed down nicely. Using the curb on the exit of turn 4. Down on his time though as Vapor Shadow, not by much. And he just runs wide through turn 7. That would be his second lap invalidated. We've got Yuri on the second lap. Yuri also invalidates. So we have a spinner and Skullface has spun. Do we have anyone actually on flying lap? We've got Fingerhook, who's now gotten himself into P3 in the hats. And now Raz is going very slow. And Catry starting his second lap. Currently down in P12 on 26.8. Into the braking at turn 1. Vapor Shadow might be a bit off-put here. Catry by Vapor Shadow in front. Vapor Shadow's carried on to do a second lap on those softs. Very nice from Catry so far. It's 3 tenths up for the first sector split as Vapor Shadow aborts his lap. Might have put Catry off a bit. It's not a great turn 8. Coming through turn 10, it's a really poor middle sector up to now from Catry. There are 3 tenths in front of the first sector, might all just extinguish from the middle sector split. How much time has he lost? He's only lost a tenth, to be fair. Very nice on the track limits. This was final corner. And on the power, up to the line is a 26.3. And Catry is enough for P6. He's coming into the pits. This Johnny gets out the way of the Red Bull. He didn't need to do that, Johnny. The Red Bull is also on an outlap. Might need to do it for a racing point now. Yuri is also on an outlap. So if he's going to be his first drive, Junus, I think is on a lap. It's purple middle sector from Junus, probably the game lying to us. 10th up though. Coming towards the final 2 corners. Don't want to be using that exit curb. To the line, Junus goes P9. Gustavo, I think, is starting his next lap. The first sector split for Gustavo is currently at 10-4. Currently down in P11. 10th improvement though, for it's a bit skaty from Gustavo, and there's not much improvement needed if you want to jump that far up on the timing table. And now it's all that time they gained in the first sector is almost dissipated. Gustavo up to the line and is only P9. Don't want to be starting there. I think Gustavo probably wanting to get knocked out. Chief Skills is not continuing with his lap. Yuri will be next. Yuri half a second up is Yuri at the moment. This is currently on course to Yuri into P3. We can nail the final corner. Up to the line. Can it challenge Gomez? It does challenge Gomez, and Yuri's final lap is enough for P2. Half a tenth off Gomez in the AlphaTauri. As Frank F1 goes P1 with a 25.4, and Gomez improves to a 25.5 behind him, and this is all their final laps, so no, Stunis is not on a lap. I'm not quite sure if WLBDK is on a lap. Isolate retires from the session, so Isolate is done. MJ Devil has improved only to P13. As Johnny spins on the curb on the inside of 10-12. Don't want to touch that curb. It's Johnny's final run over. I think that is everyone unless WLBDK is on a lap. In the McLaren, currently a 10th down. It's going to need a pretty decent final sector. Some improvements. Nicely done through the final corner. It does improve. He does improve and finds a 10th in the final sector to go P5. Very nice lap at the end. But I think that is qualifying, and it is Frank Efron on pole position ahead of Gomez, Yuri, Fingerhook. I don't think Fingerhook is on those mediums. Somebody LBDK is 5th, Junis P6, Vapor Shadow P7, Catsby P8, Raz P9, and Arrigo Stavo probably in the worst position on the grid in P10. So yeah, they were all on soft compound tyres, so there's people in the back end of the top 10, Vapor Shadow, Catsby, Raz and Arrigo Stavo really not going to be in a good position at the start of this race. On worn softs, might get forced into a 2-stop, but Cheap Skills, NJ Devil, Skullface, Isolate, Johnny and Quokka all get the free choice of tyres, and I would assume that they would all go to mediums and do a 1-stop. When you go. Let's see what tyres. So everyone outside of the top 10 apart from Quokka has chosen the mediums, and Vapor Shadow has been disqualified in the formation lap. We have drivers falling back on the formation lap. Not meant to be doing this now, obviously. Verstappen might see a penalty coming his way for this. For falling too far back. I think Verstappen might be in a bit of trouble for this. It's definitely not 10 car lengths, the distance between him and Raz in front of him. Back to the front, see if I can get a decent angle. And camera still waiting for Quokka to pull up into his 16th place on the grid. There's a 3, 4, 5 red lights. We are green in Bahrain. It's a decent start for Van Geffron, who will lead going into turn 1. Fingerhook though is going down the inside. As all his contactors, the two hatters come together. And Caspi misjudging his braking into the first corner. Everyone else getting away relatively unscathed. And Van Geffron has held the lead. Gomez is still P2, Yuri is still P3. WLBDK is up into P4. Raz has moved up to P5 from P9. A very good start for Raz. Junis is still P6. Catsby went way too hot into turn 1 and hit his teammates. Fingerhook, who started P4 all the way now down in P9, and is currently under preference. Skullface, who's on the mediums. Fingerhook was another position on this opening lap, as even Isolate is looking for a move on the Haas. One driver's getting lots of wobbles. And some drivers, something as well as happened to Vapor Shadow, who's just 9 places off the start as Junis is coming into the pits. Presume that Junis has damage. So Raz all over WLBDK, and Raz is going to go for it into turn 4. Hang around the outside. The two of them do well. Big snap for the McLaren. And holds on just about. So what I think is P5. They are battling over. So the yellow flags, we have a full safety car, and it's Isolate who's gone off on the exit of turn 7, and the full course safety car is out on just lap 2 of this race. And this is going to benefit all of those on the mediums, because this now gives less time that the soft runners will have to be able to pull a gap, because I'm assuming most of these soft runners will probably have to do a 2-stop. You have to be very, very good on your tyres. to do a one-stop, and some of them are coming in. Near enough all of them are coming in. I don't know whether Caspi stays out, so every single soft runner, apart from Caspi and Vapor Shadow, has chosen. Oh no, Johnny's on medium. So yeah, Vapor is Johnny nearly spins under the safety car. Don't do a grudge on Johnny. But yeah, Catsby and Vapor Shadow, the only two choosing not to pit. I don't know. I guess I understand why everyone's pitted. So near enough everyone is now on what is effectively the one-stop strategy, even though they have to pit again, and they've been given the free pit stop. So all these guys are now one-stopping, apart from Catsby and Vapor Shadow. So Catsby and Vapor Shadow have shot themselves in the foot here, like really, really badly. They should have pitted. And Catsby even had the leniency that he was the leading Haas car. So I really don't see why Catsby hasn't decided to pit. Unless he thinks he can take those hards to the end. I guess that's what his thinking must be, is that he can do the one stop and stop the hards. But he's gonna have no pace at the end compared to everyone else. He's gonna have to pit that much earlier. He's putting a lot on himself if he is doing that in Catsby. If he can do it, it'll be amazing, but I really don't think he's going to be able to do it, because those mediums will be faster than those softs within 2 laps. As well, Yuri and Gustavo put on the hards, so they will most probably be on the mediums at the end, which will be very, very good for them. Gustavo, however, did get 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Safety cars in this lap, and quite a few of those people at the back very nearly hit each other. Yuri and Gomez have hit each other, so they've got 5 seconds each. When is Caspi going to go? He's got to go before the start line. Goes now, and he's caught them pretty napping. There is a huge cluster of cars. And back straight, cars all over the place going into turn 1. It's got Williams going steaming in. There's a bit of front wing flying off for one of the AlphaTauris, I think. And people ghosting inside each other. Let's see who is it who got the damage. Definitely saw a front wing fly off, and two AlphaTauris are still ghosted inside of each other. And AlphaTauri going off, I assume it will be Gomez with the damaged enemies going flying off the track. And further back to the front, Raz is putting NJ Devil under pressure. Head of Skullface, and Catsby is already for 1.5 seconds. On these guys, there's clearly got the softs fired up. Well, how quickly are the mediums going to come into their temperature range and become quicker as Raz is having a look on NJ Devil, who is out of deployment, and the simple move for Raz going into the final corner, who is not the leader of the people who have pitted. Cars go side by side, further back, and yeah, it is Gomez with the front wing damage on the right hand side. And Johnny and Gustavo going side by side into 10-4. Johnny going the long way round, and Johnny contact with Gustavo, and a bit aggressive from Johnny. He made the move stick. Gustavo's also lost out to Quokka now as well. The field's still very, very close to each other, apart from Gatsby, who's absolutely gone. And flying off into the Azul, the spinner, and NJ Devil, who has touched the curb. He has got damage and takes out the polystyrene board, and it's not good for NJ Devil, who's gonna have to pit and is gonna fall a long, long way back. Now that they are enabled, just looking for the slipstream, and wait, now I've got Yuri getting a very nice exit. Yuri up to 10-4, does a switch back on Gustavo. Very nice move, you can pull this off. Yuri is looking to the inside now at 10-6. Can't quite make it stick. He's now got Gomez, who has a little look. Does Gomez, who is doing quite well actually, Gomez, considering he's got that front wing damage, living with it. Jory goes deep into turn 11, and Gomez now in a look around the outside, and Gomez does not have the downforce to look for a move there. Before we've got Raz now in P3, has fresher tyres than Skullface, who started on the mediums. Raz looking for the move. Pulls out, and it's going to be a pretty simple move for Raz, it looks like. Skullface is going to hang it around the outside, to be fair to him. Just doesn't quite have enough grip, and Raz is up into second place. As further back we've got Johnny attacking Quokka. And says Johnny just not able to make a move, as we got Yuri getting past Ari Gustavo as well. It's all getting very, very close. Down the lower end of the points. So Johnny runs wide, and that allows Yuri to have a look around the outside. Maybe, no. It's not an overtaking opportunity unless you're the car ahead. But these guys are slowing each other up a considerable amount. So these guys are now 3 seconds behind Frank Efron and P4. We've all got the Alfa Romeo Juniors looking for the inside on Gomez into turn 12. I think Juniors might have got it done here, and he has in fact got it done, but getting boxed in by the Ferrari. But Gomez hangs on. Somehow Gomez with the front wing damage is holding on. He's got no ERS though now, Gomez. Went down the pit straight, neither does Ari Gustavo. Juniors is going to make the double overtake. Meanwhile, Johnny is trying to go around the outside, and they all get too close. Wheel banging from multiple drivers, multiple times going 3 wide. Luckily, no one has spun because of all that. 5 into 1. That very nearly was. And I am looking at the gap at the front, and Catby's softs are, they are, I would assume that is 70+% on those softs. Risking the puncher now. Catby needs to pit, but the thing is for Catby is everyone else. Quokka is sort of a bit free from all the carnage that's going on behind him. Oh, Johnny nearly loses it. Yuri's beginning to break away from that group. But then you've got this train of cars who are scrapping as Catby is into the pits. These guys are all scrapping away from 7th down to P13. Are all very close to each other on track. And they're building a window to where Catby is net P1 if he has gone to... No, Catby's gone to mediums. I don't understand that at all from Catby. You took the softs 9 laps. You could have definitely taken hard to the end from that distance. It probably would have been close to a puncher, but you could have definitely done it. The hards were at about 4% a lap, is what I was finding when I was doing my practice. So I'm not sure about that, as we have the 2 McLarens swarming Johnny, who I think has made another mistake, as Johnny doesn't get on the power. And Johnny is now down to P12. On finger hook. And Quokka trying to break toe from Yuri. And finger hook looking on Junis, who has DRS from Gomez in front. As Raz picks up 3 seconds for track limits. Now in the lead, or in the net race lead, is Raz. Yeah, Gomez carrying on with a front wing damage. I don't quite understand how Gomez has got as much pace as he has with that damage, unless it's not as bad as it is for him, and just visually it looks like an orange red wing. So we have WLBDK in the pits in the McLaren. What I would assume would be to go to hards. It is to go to hards, to go to the end. Everything beginning to calm down a bit now, but these guys have fought so much that the top 3 have just been allowed to get away. Impulsed to Frank Efron is back up into P2, has 2 seconds to close down to Raz in the lead. 4th down to 11th are all on the back straight at the exact same time. That is how close they are. They're not pulling away from each other. They are forming the DRS train. And see Yuri now Yuri's doing a very, very good job on those hards. Considering Yuri's not going to go to the end on those hards. It's obvious he's not going to take them 25 laps. As Quokka tries to bait Yuri into the pits, moving a few times. Not going to give you a good reputation if you do it, but Yuri will want to get by as quickly as he can. Yuri has a very, very good chance that at the end of this race, when he will be on the medium tyre, which is genuinely what I am assuming, you would definitely get a puncher if you take the hards 25 laps. Because if it's 4% times 25, it's 100%. You're surely going to get a puncher by then. Yuri will be on mediums at the end, so if he can clear the Williams in front of him, there is a chance that he can catch up to the 3 in the lead. He also has to worry about Gomez behind him, and again, Gomez has so much pace, even with that damage. It's incredible how quick Gomez actually is at the moment. I mean, the damage is on the right hand side, so it's not awful. If it was on the left, I imagine he would have a lot worse pace. And through the final 2 corners, as Skull faces into the pits from P3 for what should be his one and only pit stop of this race, and what is his one and only pit stop of this race. Onto the hards goes the Mercedes, as Catesby sets another fastest lap. So Catesby is beginning to charge up to the back of these guys. Should have pitted for hards, though Catesby really should have. Big mistake putting on those mediums. And you see Yuri is now looking around outside of Quokka. There's not going to be enough room there at all. And Quokka again is just able to hold on. That one is now P3 on the road. Or 10 back into P4 once everyone makes their pit stops. He's got all his... Jonas has a little look at Gomez going into 10-15. I'm not sure if they made contact there, which forced Gomez to go wide. Again, Gomez's light is flashing as well. Here's the RS. So it could be a very, very easy move here for Jonas. DRS open, not using the overtake as Yuri is looking around the outside of Quokka, and again Quokka making that Williams very wide. I think this time Yuri has a much better exit coming out of the first few corners. Up to 10-4. Yuri trying the long way round. Goes for a switchback move alongside the Williams. Going into the middle sector. That's just not able. I think the move looks for the outside of turn 8. It's going to get squeezed out there by Azul. Gomez runs into the back of him. And has that as Yuri hits the Williams hard enough to get damage. Might have slight lime green damage on that front wing from that Yuri. Should not good for him, but Quokka is doing an absolutely stern defence, but he's gone a bit wide as Quokka for turn 11. Can he go all the way around the outside? Yuri, no he can't. And Jonas again has a look at Gomez, but this time Yuri is ahead, going towards the final corner. Goes into it side by side, but I think Quokka is going to have the DRS from all this. Yeah, he does. Quokka gets the DRS, and now Gomez is coming past the racing points. Junis is also looking as well. Junis has gone past 1, 2. Gomez looks to the inside. Can't quite do it. Quokka has held on. Junis has managed to go all the way around the outside of Urian. As Yuri goes off, and oh, really unlucky there for Yuri. I think he tapped the back of Gomez, and the contact system of the game obviously spins the car behind when that happens. So Yuri has now fell down to P10, and Junis has got up into P4 from all of that, made 2 overtakes into turn 1, is now the person to be attacking Quokka in the Williams as Quokka goes deep into turn 10, and Junis gets a very, very easy move. Gomez as well, fingerhook looking for it as well, and Quokka goes very late on the brakes, and Quokka is fighting for his life, struggling now. As Quokka has lost 3 positions in a sector as Gustavo barges his way up the inside, and Chief Skills will say thank you very much as well and pick up the position from Quokka, who goes from P3 to P8 in a lap. So we have Raz into the pits, a lot of cars into the pits. Following him in, Gomez comes in, Fingerhook comes in, Chief Skills comes in, Quokka comes in as well. Quokka's going to get held because his teammate's in, as we have yellow flags. I think Johnny has gone off. It's not going to cause anything. Quokka's gone onto soft compound tyres, so Quokka's not going to be going to the end on them. They're definitely not going to get to the end. Yuri came in as well. Yuri's having to change the front wing. Gomez has changed his front wing. And all of that. WLBDK is, after pitting a few laps earlier, is ahead of his teammate Cheap Skills. Fingerhook has went on to another set of mediums. That is legal for Fingerhook. He started on the softs, so Fingerhook thinks he can get another set of mediums to the end. So Skullface is on the hards, Raz is on mediums. They've all jumped. I mean, Catsby has got back ahead of all of these guys as a result of all this. Well, Catsby still has to pit again, most probably. And Catsby is right on the back of Ari Gustavo, whose hards will still feel good, but will definitely be at a pace advantage to 5-lap-old mediums as the race leader Frank Efron is into the pits. Junis carries on as we have more yellow flags, and it's Fingerhook who has gone off as his teammate Catsby gets past Ari Gustavo up into P2 on the road. Let's see, where has Frank Efron came out in consideration? He's a long way behind Raz and Skullface. Has Frank Efron changed his front? I think Frank Efron might have changed his front wing in that pit stop, because he is a long way back, and he's only just ahead of the squabbling cars behind him. As we have Gomez getting past NJ Devil, and Chief Skills getting past WLBDK, and Quokka's looking for it as well, and there was a stupid dive from Quokka into turn 4. Gap was closing, and not going right for Quokka now. Catsby already nearly pulling 2 seconds on Ari Gustavo in just 2 laps, or not even 2 laps, sorry, a lap. So looking still to be comfortably the fastest car on track. Yes, Rick, yeah, we'll show pens. There you go. And like, just to back up what I just said about how Catsby is the fastest car on track, another fastest lap for the Haas. as Arrigo Stavros came into the pits to ditch those hards. On go, the mediums for Arrigo Stavo. Also served his 5 seconds in the middle of that. As Gomez sets the fastest lap.
5:45.
Two McLarens again, looking to go into battle again. No move on for Cheap Skills. Currently running in very good positions are the two McLarens. I think this was actually give McLaren the lead of the no, it wouldn't. I think Jonas still has to pit actually. Yeah, Jonas is not going to go to the end on those mediums. I think Jonas is stretching it to put softs on at the end, so he'll be very, very quick at the end. And we'll have a look at this battle. Now in the lead, Catby is now within a second of Jonas, who again carries on. So these two are going to go long and put on the softs. So these two are going to be very much fighting each other towards the end of the race. This has been a superb job from Catby, who's had to really recover after choosing the wrong option in the pits. He's caught back up and now has a pit stop nearly on most of those who have been squabbling. Very close in the middle sector. Is Catherine going to be close enough? It's definitely going to have a lot more grip than what Jonas has at this stage of the race. Having a look into turn 11. It's going to be it's no point going for a move yet. Just wait for the pit straight. So Jonas is now coming into the pits to get rid of those mediums. Raz retakes P2. Let's see, where is Jonas going to come out? Onto the softs. Goes the Alfa Romeo. Frank Efron sets the fastest lap. Is Jonas going to come out behind the cars? Behind him he is. Jonas comes out in a very, very lofty P5 and has amazingly pulled off an overcut on all of them behind, who are just scrapping away so much. They're just costing each other time. So Gomez going down the inside of Quoker into turn 4 as Gomez goes deep, doesn't make it stick. As Quoker's on the soft compound tyre, I don't think Quoker's going to get to the end on those tyres. Albeit he's definitely not going to have any grip come the end of the race. And now Frank Efron, after what I think changing his front wing in his pit stop, has caught back up to the back of Skullface. Well, Skullface was one of the drivers who started outside of the top 10 on the mediums. As you have Racing the Catby into the pits. So Raz retakes the lead. Is Frank going to go for a move on Skullface? He is. And we've got